Well, there's been a lot of talk about me putting up on the internet cheap Chinese on our site. And I just want to clarify that it is related to equipment that we've been selling here at SalonEquipment.com for almost 25 years. We've had nothing but name brand, American-made distributed product that we know we can stand behind, both in the warranties and the guarantees. Market changed about 4 or 5 years ago. The importation came in and a cheaper Chinese product was made, and in a picture on the internet, the client sometimes feels like they are getting the same thing that they saw for $400 for $195. Well, it just simply isn't a fair comparison. I just want to let you know that we only sell the finest equipment that has a guarantee for 3 to 5 years. And some of these products out there are only warranted for 6 months or a year. When you get the product and it's $195 or $175 for a hydraulic chair, you'll know immediately why you paid $175. It's not that they're making a product that is not comparable for that part of the region that they come from, but it's not to American standards. I mean, let's face it, you've got clients that are 200 and 300 pounds, and you sit in the chair, you need to be comfortable sitting in that chair. So if the chair is undersized and you feel like you are taking over the chair, the customer is not going to feel comfortable for a half-hour service or an hour service, or a service that might be 2.5 hours in an extended service. Here's an example of a cheaper Chinese chair, cut in half. In the bottom, the frame. The frame is not the same type of frame. The metal strength isn't there for your heavier client. So it's going to become wobbly, or it's going to become weak. And when that frame becomes weak, then it starts to break down over a period of time. We've seen people trade in chairs 6 months after they've bought the cheap Chinese chair. Now you look at the foam, and the foam is not an industrial strength foam. I'm not too sure if it's fire retardant. We have inspectors come in and check our equipment and do fire testing to make sure that we have American made. We have our chairs tested all the time, and they all are fire compliant. Then you got the vinyl. What's a cheap vinyl? Once it starts cracking, you now have a tear system, and you have the foam coming out, and then you have this weak piece of wood that you're going to be looking at. And you have to understand that this is going to be pumped up continuously 7 days a week. And so if this chair is going to go up and down and up and down, that has to have a mechanism with metal parts and has to have the strength to be able to handle the client up and down. Now, warranties are usually 6 months to a year with a cheaper Chinese chair. We have 3 to 5 year warranties. We have one company that has a 7-year warranty on their base. So if you want to buy a product that isn't going to break down, consider American-made base. So if you look at this base, you'll see it very thin in its width, and that means they've taken out the money that it takes to make a bigger, wider hydraulic, and they've put in plastic parts in that small cylinder so that they can cut costs. This is why you're buying a chair for $175, is because it might have a cost of $50 or $40. You can't afford to put your client in this chair. Liability-wise and insurance-wise, I would recommend not putting your client into a chair that might not be stable and might not work. What do we do for you at SalonEquipment.com? We ensure that you have the warranty and the guarantee behind the manufacturer. So you're not calling the manufacturer saying, I've got a problem. You're calling to us and say, we have a problem. Now, we take it from there. SalonEquipment.com, quality variety with a great